Alright, Crimson Desert is dropping next month, and I might be a little too hyped for this game. But, can you blame me? I mean, this game looks like the pinnacle of video games. All the way back from Pong on the Atari, to Mario on the Nintendo. This looks like the culmination of decades of pushing graphic enhancements, computer technology, perfecting seamless avatar movement and combat animation, all leading to this one single game. Until GTA 6 comes out. But anyway. Oh, but Mickey, this isn't a gaming channel, this is a story channel. Shh! Quiet your little thoughts. I'll have you know I am a storyteller channel, and Crimson Desert has a story. I just don't really know what it is yet. Not fully, anyway. But bear with me, we'll talk about the story. First, I want to go over this, because this might be a bridge that connects my line of creativity to your line of creativity, and I'm kind of curious to see if anyone else does this. I'll start by saying this. The gameplay, the world, the characters, phenomenal. I can see this being a game that people can play for hours just getting lost in while they explore the world. The world is bigger than Skyrim and Red Dead, and don't just take my word for it. Listen to the developers.
But what we can say is the world's at least twice as big as the open world and the playable area of Skyrim. It's larger than the map of Red Dead Redemption 2.
And if you're interested, I'll link that full interview between Pearl Abyss and Gaming Interviews in the description for you to check out. But I mean, come on, look at these character designs. These guys look like something that would jump off the page of your favorite fantasy book. Look at this thing. They got dragons, dinosaurs, mech suits. Are you kidding me? What year is it even supposed to be? And I say that in the best way. This is so cool. Watching the gameplay from Crimson Desert gives me real Stormlight and Mistborn and even Fallout vibes. This is looking like a game that has endless storytelling possibilities. And I'm not just referring to the in-game story. Look, I don't really consider myself a gamer. Yeah, I said it, Todd, I'm not afraid of you. But I don't think I take games seriously enough to call myself that. But I do enjoy video games. Just not for the reason most people do. At least I don't think. And this is where I kind of want to extend that bridge to see if anyone else does this. Alright, this is going to be a little bit embarrassing to reveal about myself. I don't always buy the games to play them as intended. I'll straight up buy a game because of how cool it looks, because of how amazing the world looks, and I'll just play it and let my imagination run wild. In-game story be damned. Oh, everybody uses their imagination in the game. No. Listen, when I was a kid, after I would beat games like Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy VII, and God, don't even get me started on the Star Wars games, I would play the endgame forever. Forever. Making my own story in the world, using their weapons, their NPCs, all as guides for the story in my head. For instance, I could be playing Kingdom Hearts on the PlayStation, but in my mind, it's an entirely different thing. Like, the Keyblade could be the World Key, or the Key to Elysium. Sora could be Travis. The Gummy Ship could be nothing, because I hated the Gummy Ship. The point is, I would use these worlds as a base to launch my own story in my head. Sometimes I'd even go as far as to write a script, tape my gameplay on VHS, get my mom to come in my room and watch said VHS while I read the script and played different characters. Spoiler alert, it was not good. But my mom was sweet enough to encourage my creativity. And I was young, like 25 or something. Okay, that was a joke. I was like 9 or 18, I don't know. Point being, that all carried into my adult life. It's that part of childlike wonder that just hasn't left me. And when I look at a game like Crimson Desert that has a vast open world, creative fighting mechanics, badass monsters and enemies, a variety of ways to traverse the world, including flying, remember, dragons, I can't help but look at the storytelling possibilities. It's a great way for me to get inspiration on my own stories, and probably for you too. An example of what that looks like in my adult life, allow me to indulge you. I love Red Dead Redemption 2, as many people do. But I once decided to ride my horse across the map from Beecher's Hope to St. Denis just to stop at the barbershop and shoot the barber. I know, it's morbid. How could you, Mickey? I was bored, and honestly, he had it coming. Standing there, not cutting hair with his bullshit grin and dumb mustache. Fuck you. But that got me thinking. What would cause a man to ride horseback across a map just to kill a barber? That single playthrough inspired an entire Western short story of mine called The Road to Riverton, where we followed Jasper Cole, a cowboy who left his family and home to seek revenge on a man who caused him harm in his youth. And no, I'm not going to get more descriptive than that because the rest of the book isn't done yet. Sorry, I know, I've rambled about myself for far too long, and many of you probably, kind of want to see what the title and thumbnail of this video suggested. Well, Crimson Desert is an open-world RPG that was supposed to be a prequel to Black Desert Online. But as development went on, Pearl Abyss said, nah, fuck that noise. This is going to be a badass single-player experience that's going to rival games like Red Dead Redemption and Skyrim, and while that has yet to be seen, looking at the trailers and gameplay tells me that they are putting their money where their mouth is. And from my perspective, you really can't tell that this game was originally designed to be anything more than a single-player experience. It's honestly really impressive because most games that change direction so drastically usually look and play like Dog Dookie, or at least they have a scent of Dog Dookie. But no, everything so far looks great. Maybe a little too great. No. It's going to be perfect. And if it isn't, well, that's not the first thing something I've been looking forward to has let me down. The story is set on the continent of Pywel, and you take on the role of the mercenary Kliff Macduff. The King of Demeniss, Unifier of Lands, has fallen into a coma, causing various power struggles across the continent. It sounds like someone sleeping on the job. With this lazy king's lack of leadership, enemies try to grab the king's power for themselves and have no problem taking you down if you stand in their way. Kliff is forced to rise up and take a stand against tyranny, becoming a leader as he forms a group of mercenaries to keep those seeking the king's power at bay. Along with this struggle, Kliff is forced to not just fight to survive, but he must also face the demons from his past. Ooh, ominous. Crimson Desert setting will include mythical beasts and a variety of environments as you fight through the war-torn continent of Pywel. I'll be honest, the story description doesn't give me a lot to go on. It sounds pretty generic. But again, I don't always play video games for the intended story. But I do hope the story is memorable because I'm looking forward to this game and I hope it's not just a generic series of quests over a beautiful world like we have experienced with many games in the past. Any Assassin's Creed game comes to mind. I know, I'm sorry Assassin's Creed fans, don't hate me, I really do enjoy Assassin's Creed games, but the stories, they're a little bland. When I look at the trailers from Pearl Abyss talking about how game combat plays differently, and I see the different strategies you can use to battle enemies, making sure there's no one set way to fight all enemies or bosses, it really does stand out to me. Games like Ghost of Tsushima or the Star Wars Jedi series did a great job of giving you options for fighting and keeping your battles fresh for a good period of time. From what I hear from the developers and see some of the early gameplay, I think Crimson Desert might have potential to have better combat than even those games. And that's saying something from me because I happen to think Ghost of Tsushima has the best combat for swordplay in any video game ever. So I'm remaining optimistic here. This is one of the rare times I've actually pre-ordered a game since I was a goofy-ass looking teenager crying over my ex-girlfriend who, to this day, over 15 years later, is still technically on a break with me. Gabs, baby, look at me, I'm married now, you've popped out a few kids, you're gonna have to end it one of these days. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah, pre-ordering. I still don't know why I pre-ordered a digital game because digital copies are always available. Pre-ordering to me seems pretty pointless, but who am I to judge? But anyway, what do you all think? Are any of you looking forward to Crimson Desert? Let me know in the comments below and let's talk about it. Later.